Go to Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed. Oppression come knocking at my door, but I ain't going to answer anymore. Fear will knock at my door, but I ain't answering the door no more. Terror may come upon the whole planet, knock at my door. I'm believing it'll try to knock on the door of our church, but we are not going to be terrorized. We walk under a covenant of kindness and a covenant of peace. No matter what bad thing happens to you, God didn't do it. No matter what bad thing happens to you, God didn't do it. No matter what bad thing happens to you, God didn't do it. That's a little better. It took a minute. I keep thinking I've taught everybody this. I've told everybody this. Everybody in the world ought to know this by now. I've been preaching for 30 years. And yet yesterday we ran into person after person after person with a crisis, with a tragedy, with a hurt, with a pain, with literally in their life a mountain departing, a hill being removed, and they're shook. And one lady lost her son in a motorcycle accident, and she was waiting on Sue and I, and she began to tear up and cry. And she said, "Thank you for your messages. They've helped me get over a hump, but for years I've been mad and angry at God." Well, now see, if you'd have been listening, if you knew righteousness by faith, if you knew the covenant God has with you, then why would you be mad at God? God didn't take your child. God's not killing our kids. God's not making us poor. God's not making us sick. See, there is no reason for you to even, for 30 years, it has never, just the thought has never come across my mind that God is the problem, or that God did this, or God allowed this, or God failed me in any way, form, or not even the thought. Much less people warring with mad at God, angry at God. And somehow or another think God's the author of all this death. God's the author of all this darkness and pain and hurt. And while we live in a world of pain and hurt and darkness and confusion, and things will come against us. Oppression will knock. Fear will come. Terror will come. But not by me, says the Lord. How plain does He have to make it? And we get it. And we get it. Well, I believe it's because we don't believe that we're righteous and truly holy and perfected forever in Jesus.